we have got to our first game in charge of Derby County. And it's a home game against what is unfortunate actually this season, one of our closest rivals in Birmingham. We take a look at how we're going to be setting up for this one. We are just going to jump pretty much straight into it. Because why not? It wants to put Kelleher in goal. It wants Leo Connor as centre-back, which I find slightly strange, but it could be something we do at some point, I guess. Doesn't want Hugill playing. This is how we're going to go for this first game. Rudd is going to be in goal. We've got Leo Connor at right back. Burke and Story at centre-back. Archie Brown left-back. Josviak and Osborne as the wingers. Bird and Sibley in the middle. And Hugill and Barry up front. I'm going to submit it. O'Connor is happy to be making his debut. I mean, that's a nice start. That's always good. It'd be weird if he wasn't happy to be making his debut, though. As we look at the Birmingham lineup, it's not that changed, actually. It looks like a pretty similar Birmingham team as to what it is now. Look at that. We have rather upgraded. Look at the size of Pride Park compared to the Johnny Rock Stadium. It is a minor difference as we have an early throw here. Hugo's going to nod it down to Bird. Bird's got room to hit one. Doesn't. Finds Ben Osborne. And it's Archie Brown! Well, that's the last man I expected to get our first goal. The last man I expected to score our first goal in charge of Derby County. Archie Brown, the left back, piles one in. And we take an early lead against Birmingham. Can we show some dominance early here? Brown's going for a run. He's got Osborne. I tell you what, Archie Brown's looking dangerous. Bird looking for Osborne, doesn't find him. And now we might get caught here. I did look at Odin Bailey. I looked at potentially signing Odin Bailey. They wanted a little bit much for him though. But he does look like a reasonably good striker. 4-2-3-1 is one I've mentioned before that we have some problems with. So far, a very positive start and a surprise goal from our left back. You don't tend to see a left back doing that too often. Okay, note to self, the players don't like to be encouraged. As we're back with another highlight. Osborne into Barry. The Louis combining. Sibley's on the charge. Hugill, what a tackle. Louis Barry on his debut. A bit of luck. It's even going to give us a little bit of luck there. Hugill, it was a good ball from Sibley to Hugill. Great tackle from the Birmingham centre-back. I think it was Kamara. And it's just fallen for Louis Barry. Very composed finish from the youngster. Which is brilliant to see. And, I mean, take notes. Just take a picture. Hey, White Baller, good to see you again. How are things going? As we've got off to a surprisingly impressive start here. An incredible game going on at Loftus Road. QPR 3, Crew 2. As we are just going to kind of waltz into half-time. Goals from Archie Brown and Louis Barry so far. Have us in a very dominant 2-0. We will just throw out a keep it going. Birmingham going to start with it. And that is O'Connor slightly asleep there. Good save, Declan Rudd. We were a little bit asleep on that one. And we actually defend a corner. I've sent Hugill back for corners because he's the bigger of the strikers. Although Bella's kind of just walked in. Burke kicks off his own player. This still is not over. Good tackle, Sibley. Oh, no! Brown's had a mare. Oh, my goodness me. We've started the second half. Rather sloppy there. That was pretty bad, but we're okay. We survived. As teams start to go 2 and 3-0 up in respective games, so we start to slide a little bit down the table. Can we demand... No, the players are feeling pretty good. I'm not going to say anything. As Hugill gives it away. The second half, is that not offside? Bailey looked away offside there, but no flag. And Declan Rudd saves again. We have slightly gone to sleep in the second half. And we defend another corner. Story with a good header. Yeah, sorry, White Baller. How's it going? Right, who can we change? We might change Hugill, actually. He's had a couple of mistakes. Birmingham have certainly had the better of this second half, but that's not a good kick. And Leo Connor's actually charging forward, the right back, but he loses it. Jeremy Bella has been all over the pitch for Birmingham in this second half. And Bailey's in again, and he doesn't miss this time. We've looked very bad in this second half. I don't know what has changed. It's still a good result. We had a really, really good first half. Really impressive. And this second half, I don't know what's changed. But Birmingham have just come out absolutely firing in the second half. And we have not looked good at all. We've had a lot of giving the ball away. Although Whittaker's made a good run there. Square it. That wins corner. I'm trying to think if there are any new players that I need to mention. Obviously, Jordan Story did join. He actually joined almost the instant I ended the stream. Jordan Story signed, despite interest from other clubs. Louis Barry! Oh, what a hit that was from the youngster. Straight off the bar, and now we might be in trouble. Robertson does well. Can we counter? Yes, we can. Barry's in. Birmingham are throwing people forward. Barry. Oh, what a finish. I'm telling you, Louis Barry may be our man this year. I think he is going to be the man this season. Osborne's tired, but I don't have anyone to put a left wing. But I do, because I can put Jozwiak on the left. Would he rather be inverted? He would. So we can put him as inverted and then bring on the young Ivorian winger, Kobnan. Which I'm not 100% sure if I'm saying that right. But I'm going with Kobnan. Well, that's not good, is it? Jozwiak down and out. So we'll finish the game with 10 men. Can we add a fourth? That would be fun if we could add a fourth goal. Robertson's got good passing, but he's not going to get too creative. And we've given it away. Birmingham throwing everybody forward. Jonathan Lecco. What a tackle, Archie Brown. And a long ball. Go on, Whittaker. 4. Oh, nearly. Nearly 4. But what a first game in charge this is. Bit ropey at the beginning of the second half. For a good sort of 15, 20 minutes. Where we were just a little bit ropey and we didn't look very good. But we went back to... We put ourselves on more cautious. Sent less bodies forward. And we managed to cover off Birmingham's threats, fortunately. And because of the injury we suffered to Jozwiak, we went into about the 98th minute there. But that's a great win. And Louis Barry is looking potentially like a very, very good player. Obviously, we saw him in real life when he scored for Aston Villa against Liverpool. So, we're hoping to get a lot more of that form. And if he can start playing like that, we're going to score goals. Defensively, I think we should be reasonably solid. I did ask just before this game, actually, if I could do the final badge. They've said no because I would just decide to move on. I would like to discuss. I think it would be beneficial. We simply need your presence. Oh, okay, so it's actually presence of training. Okay. So what I've said is, ensure there are no overworked coaches or unmanned areas of training. There we go. Well, that's one of the easier things we've had. Fortunately, Osviak is only out for 1 to 3 days with a bruised ankle. That could have been a lot worse, so I'm very glad it's not. I think the board slightly realised I've conned them a little bit there. And then they immediately asked me a question about the board as if it's like, hey, can we get him sacked after 1 game? No, you can't. Here we go. What are we saying? Pleased. Story enjoyed a good debut. Yes, he did. Louis Barry, goal scoring debut. Osborne didn't really do a whole lot, but what he did do was solid. And the Spartak Moscow manager was watching Kamil Jozwiak, so we may well be seeing an offer for him. If we do sell Jozwiak, 1, it'll have to be a few million, and 2, we would then need to bring in a probably starting right midfielder, because I don't know how comfortable I am with having Kovnan as a starting winger straight away. Seems that Crew may have picked up a draw in their first game, but this is supposedly meant to be one of the easiest games of the season. Believe that when I see it. That may well not be the case. It's how's your save getting on, my baller? How's the Stevenage one going? Should bring it loaded up actually. Tell you what, Twitch streamers make it look so easy to like manage everything, and I've barely got anything, and I still struggle to manage it. Fair play. But only a couple of days until the Crew game. I have noticed it's going to be every 3 to 4 days matches in August. So a bit busier than we have been in previous seasons because everything's kind of reset itself now. To the point where kind of COVID's hopefully stopped being a thing and we haven't got a World Cup. Well, we have a Euros, don't we? We have a Euros at the end of this season. So everything needs to be a little bit crammed in to make sure that everything is in. So that's always the worst. When you think you've made it in. You think you're in and it just all of a sudden late goal puts you out of it. I've definitely had that one before. At least you're up in the right position, though. At least you are getting definitely a lot closer. One thing I would add with your save, are you planning to stay with Stevenage all the way, or is it just a regular kind of save where if you were to move on, you can move on? As I would suggest that if it's the kind of save where you've decided, I'm going to stay with this one team, I'm going to take them all the way, Stevenage was definitely not the easiest of choices. There must be a lot of transfers happening right now. Yeah, I'd like to stay at Stevenage. It's definitely going to be... It's going to be a slow grind, as you've probably already noticed with the first 3 seasons. It's definitely going to be a slow grind, but it's one that you can definitely still do. Obviously, an investment would help if the board decided to either sell up or just massively invest. But if you keep finishing high up in the league, you're going to be getting more money each time, so you're going to have more to spend, more to do. And you're going to be in a much better position, hopefully, each season to actually progress. And that's what you've just got to kind of focus around right now, is trying to make that promotion into League One. If you can do it in the 4th season, obviously, then that's the best case scenario. But it also happens sometimes where you can get stuck in one division and you actually get the time to build. And then because you've had that time to build, when you actually do get that promotion into League One, your team's actually already almost beyond League One. So you can quite quickly get through there. Because the Cheltenham team I had in League One, I don't think that team should have stayed up. I don't think it was that good. We had some good players, but we definitely had some players that weren't that level. But we still stayed up because we had one fairly good run. So I think I did say this when I got Cheltenham promoted, actually, in one of the old streams. I said that I think I think the smallest kind of jump in the English system is League 2 to League 1. Because if you look at sort of National League to League 2, you're probably becoming a professional team doing that jump. So you've got a lot of money going into turning professional. And it's just hard to stay in that division because you are going from non-league to league. League 1 to Championship, the Championship is probably the most hard-fought, difficult league in the world, potentially. So entering into that division, you are fighting straight away. And you've got Premier League standard teams at the top, in the top probably 6 positions. And then from there down, you've got teams that think they could be Premier League standard and are building towards Premier League standard. There's very few teams in the Championship that are League 1 standard. And then Championship to Premier League, obviously, you're entering the highest money league in the world. So trying to take on the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, all that kind, is a really difficult jump. League 2 to League 1, you haven't got the whole going professional thing. You haven't got entering a ridiculously difficult league. You haven't got entering a league with teams that have billions. So I do always think it's the easiest jump. So once you can make it, then I think it's not too difficult to at least stick around in the division. Make sure I made the right signings this season. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say it's based around pick out the players that you know you want to keep. And then anybody else, either you're selling them or loaning them out, or if their contract's ending, obviously that's probably the ideal because you know you're getting rid of them then. Because it can be quite hard to sell lower end League 2 players. And then almost have in your head the amount of wage you want to spend and just let your scouts do their thing. I don't really touch the scouting too much. I tend to go off whatever they come back with. I'll do my own little searches and I'll put in like a certain type of position that I want. So currently I'm looking for a pressing forward, really struggling to find a pressing forward. So I want someone with high work rate, high stamina, decent passing, and pretty good off the ball. So I'm not even looking for someone that can even score the goals. And it's proving really, really difficult at the moment. I have got, you may have seen there is a Polish forward at Celtic that I've made a bid for. We're in a race with Hull at the moment. He's having to request a work permit though, and I struggle to see it going through, even though he's at Celtic already. But I'm hoping we can get that one through, because he is one of the better players that I've seen for the stats that I'm looking for. Striker. If you've got a striker in mind that you think would fit the kind of mould that I'm looking for, then yeah, absolutely. I think, well, we are roughly about the same way through our saves as well, so players obviously don't develop exactly the same in every single save. But I've looked at a few players and either they don't want to join or they're just a bit expensive. I know I have a lot of money, but I don't want to use this season as a big spending season. I'd rather keep the money this year because I think the team is good enough to compete at least. I'd rather keep the money this year, finish where we finish this season, and then hoping I'm still in charge, I can then spend that money next season and know what I need. Because at the moment, I don't 100% know every single position I need because I need to see how everybody starts playing. But at the moment, I'm happy with the team. But I need to see how everyone performs. As we are already ready for game number 2, which is going to be a weird one. So obviously, Crew are probably the weakest side in the league. But they're certainly not going to be a pushover. Jozwiak's going to miss out. So Callum O'Dowda comes onto the bench for the first time. Is everyone else okay? Everyone else's fitness is pretty good. Hugh Gills is a little bit low. Burke and Story are a little bit low. Tempted to give Josh Knight a game, just to let Story kind of get used to being in the team. I'm tempted to give Alfred Dionku a game, because O'Connor wasn't amazing. Rudd played really well, so we'll keep Rudd in goal. I think Bird and Sibley were solid. So I just kind of want to keep a little bit of rotation just to keep the players fresh. So I'm not burning anybody out. So 3 changes. 2 at the back, which I wouldn't normally do. But I noticed with Cheltenham we burnt out our defenders a little bit. They made a lot of changes. There's that Andy Cannon kept coming up for me. They brought in Andre Green. Roy Jääskeläinen's a solid goalkeeper. I think he kept most clean sheets in League One last season. But this is 100% a game that we should be winning. However, it's not necessarily how it works, especially not in the Championship. I would say especially not in Football Manager, but especially not the Championship. Crew have got off to a really good start. We have started very, very slowly. Osborne's already tiring. I think we're most likely going to be seeing O'Dowda today. I say today, in this match. It won't let me send a message. Huh. As in a whisper type message, or... If it won't let you send a message, then just put it in the chat. That's strange. I don't know why it won't do that. Looks like Crew are definitely trying to hassle us, but that's a great ball from Knight to find Osborne. Brown's coming in. Hugill should score. And Hugill scores. Archie Brown is looking potentially like a very good left back. He's not naturally really a left back. He is, but he's not. And we've got another injury. We're picking up a lot of injuries early on here. So Jozwiak's injury wasn't too bad, so we're hoping that Birds isn't too bad either. He's going to be more of a deep-lying playmaker. That's annoying. Bird's the captain as well. It says the messages and Trevor Wilson hasn't been sent. Oh. I don't know why it's decided to block that. Once we get to half-time here, I'll have a quick look. I don't know why it would have... I do have it set so that it catches any messages that seem a little bit questionable. Obviously, I want to keep a safe environment. It must have decided to pick up a word that it thought was a bit odd. 3 minutes added time because of Bird's injury. We certainly haven't played very well, but we've taken the one chance we made, which gives me hope. Let me check the... Oh, I know what it's picked up. Okay, so yeah, I've just looked in the chat. Yeah, it is. It's yeah, it's picked up Lyndon Dykes. Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's the word that's been highlighted. I can see why it's highlighted that. I mean, fair enough for it picking it up. Turns out Twitch's chat moderation just by itself is actually not too bad. But I did allow it. It's not coming up. I have allowed... Yeah. So I can, as long as you let me know that if that happens again, if you put a message in, just again let me know, and I can then just allow the message. I will take a look at those two after this match, see where they are, how much they are. We are heavily struggling here against Crew. They just haven't quite got the quality to break us down. Yeah, there we go. That one's come through. Hopefully now I've pressed allow once, it'll allow more of your messages. Just even if it picks up a word or something, it hopefully will allow some more of them. Yeah. I have heard of Lyndon Dykes, actually. I think it's because I hit allow. I've hit allow on only 2 of them, so it shouldn't spam everything, hopefully. We're going to give O'Dowda his debut, since Osborne is a little bit tired. We've only got one more change left, though. And we are still really struggling. We're going to demand more, because we could get in some trouble here if Crew can finally take one of their chances. Copenhagen's tired, Sibley is tired. We're going to give Alex Gilby his debut as well, because hopefully Jozwiak will be back for the next game. Knight and Burke are looking good at the back. Brown, that's more because of his assist. Yes, Callum O'Dowda's from Bristol City. So we sold Tom Lawrence to Bristol City for $3 million. And in return, we ended up picking up Callum O'Dowda on a free because he got released. It wasn't convincing, but heck, we won. I'll say Lyndon Dykes looks like... Yeah, sorry. I had to mute for a moment there, but we're all good, we're all good. Elijah Adebayo is a very interesting player in that he can play centre-back. That is a very odd one. Lyndon Dykes looks like a pretty good forward. Just a bit expensive, unfortunately. I think he's already been picked up. Adebayo is definitely a step down from Dykes. I think we'd probably leave Adebayo. Dykes would be somebody I would definitely get if I could. How much did they... that's a real life signing. That makes sense. So far, 2 games, 2 wins, top of the league. It's not been the most difficult games. Blackburn is certainly going to be a more difficult game. But we now go into the hopeful stage, where maybe we're good. And you may have seen, we lost Max Bird for 2 weeks. Which just means more playing time for Gilby and Robertson. Most likely Robertson. And then we'll get Volks onto the bench. Yeah, Adebayo is definitely he's a reasonable cheap option, absolutely. Not sure how much Warsaw would actually want for him. Saw that his value was about 400,000. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure he'd fit particularly well. I think it's certainly an option where if we really needed something, then yes. It's also local-ish. It's still the Midlands, so we'd be keeping it kind of local. I think Lyndon Dykes would be an exceptional player to fit into how we're playing. It's just unfortunate of how much he is. He is quite up there in price. Which we have, but again, I think my aim for this season is to try and keep that money. Do we actually need an under-18s coach? Because that keeps coming up. I don't think we needed one. But we do! When did that space open up then? Who can we get? You're already in a job. You're not, so you'd be cheap. And you're not... Danny Kedwell, I think I've heard of him. I think Canning looks like the better coach, though. He's more rounded. How much would he want? Not much. That's good. You have 625? No. 650? No. 650? Yeah, there we go. So we'll bring Canning in. That's absolutely fine. I can bring in Tony Pulis as my director of football. I might have to do that. Tony Pulis as a director of football. Oh, that would be... Imagine the players he'd be suggesting for you. Yes, I found it. I found a 6'6" centre-back. He can't pass, but he can kick it a mile and he can head it into the cop. Oh, I actually really like that idea. I don't know why he's decided to not be a manager anymore. I mean, probably either. Hugill is more of the strength, so maybe a quick striker. But then I feel like if he's a quick striker, he's probably going to be more of an advanced forward, which is what Barry and Whittaker are. Although, I suppose Whittaker can kind of cover both, so... Either way, really. And yes, I am bringing in Tony Pulis as a director of football. Is this stupid? Probably. But it's Tony Pulis! Come on. You can't judge potential. You can judge ability, though, and you can negotiate. And then apparently we need a recruitment analyst. I did know about this, but we have 2 here. And supposedly Rossini is doing it as well, so I'm going to leave that. Blackburn are going to be our toughest test so far. Who do I support? This is going to seem weird. I'm a Leicester City fan. Managing Derby County. Yeah. So, part of this hurts me. But then again, if Forest got promoted to the Prem last season in this, then I can get Derby into the Prem. Luke Ayling would be a good fullback, but he's in his 30s. Brandon Mason, he looks reasonably good, but we don't... Is he a left back or a right back? He's a left back. I don't love Lee Buchanan as a left back, and he does look pretty good. But Archie Brown's our future. James Collins experienced. Yes, very much so. So Leicester's biggest rivals are Nottingham Forest, but our second rival is Derby County because we are both in the East Midlands, so it's a regional rivalry. But with Leicester being in the Premier League and Derby and Forest being in the Championship, we don't see them very much. Yes, that is a slight dig. Slight dig there from me. But the biggest rivalry is Derby versus Forest. Leicester are sort of the second team in both rivalries. So if we go to club info? General. So you see here we've got Forest, and apparently we've got a rivalry with Leeds, which is a historic rivalry. And you can see the only derby is with Forest. And then Burton, Leicester, Chesterfield, Notts County are all local. So that's where that rivalry comes from. Derby and Forest is not just the fact that they are local rivals, it's also the Brian Clough derby, because Brian Clough famously managed both clubs back in the 80s and 70s and 80s, I believe. Famously managed both teams and did very well with both of them. So it is known as the Brian Clough derby. And we're not top anymore. Oh, Crystal Palace are going to be a problem. Luton. What a start from Luton Town. Can we have a... Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong... He's gone wins. I tell you what, Luton Town, that is a very impressive start from them. No, they are not. Which has been, again, as a Leicester fan, has been great entertainment. It's been hilarious watching them at the bottom. That's funny. So there's a championship game tonight between Swansea and Norwich. So I clicked on that to check the championship table. Massive picture of Morgan Whittaker, who's just signed for Swansea. We've got him here at Derby, so that was a bit of a slap in the face. Yeah, Derby are 20th and Forest are 19th, and they're both 2 points above relegation. But Rotherham have got games in hand. Actually, Birmingham and Coventry in trouble as well. They're both down the bottom. Can't talk, 'cause I'm a QPR fan. QPR have been such a bizarre team in the past few years. Like, some of the players that you've had have been wild. Like, how did Julio Cesar happen? Adel Taarabt. You've got Charlie Austin back. That's certainly helpful. Actually, what? QPR were on television recently, weren't they? They're on Sky. I watched... You won as well. Who was it? Who did you play? I watched it and I've completely forgotten. You beat Watford, that was it. It was the game on... it was the game last Monday. That was a really good win. Yeah. Yeah, I watched that game. It didn't start well, but it got a lot better. You actually looked pretty good in that game, to be fair. So I don't know whether you've turned the corner or that was a one-off. I don't know too much about QPR. I remember, because I used to have a Leicester season ticket, and it was the end of the... Which season was it? It was the 2014-15 season, the year QPR went down. I think it was the last time QPR were in the Premier League. We played you on the final day, and I think we won about 4 or 5-1 or something. And Charlie Austin scored your one. And I think it got him like 15 goals on the season or something. It was ridiculous how many goals he got. We have won our last 6 games as well. So very much a team with away form, which funnily is also... That's very similar to Leicester this season. Leicester are second based on an away table. We've been really good away from home, but we've struggled at home. So it seems like there's pretty similar form there. I don't know why I have an Albanian. Does he want to go on loan? No. Apparently nobody wants to go on loan. Funnily enough, we're about to play Blackburn. But Blackburn were doing quite well at one point, weren't they? I don't know how they're doing now. I keep just sort of jumping back to BBC Sport. I almost said BT Sport. BBC Sport. Just having a look at the table. Blackburn are 8th, 3 points off the playoffs. So they're not doing too badly. Oh, Bradley Dack's out for 6 months. That's a big loss. At least we won't have to play against Bradley Dack. He's a good player. That is the thing with the Championship. There really are some really good players in that division. Yeah. There are some really good players in that league, but it happens a lot where they'll be really good in the Championship and they'll either get promoted or they'll make a move to the Premier League. And just, it doesn't work for them. And it's very surprising how much it happens. Especially strikers. I think it's the biggest thing with strikers. Austin team, let's play the way they play. We didn't play that well against Crewe, so Tim Flowers, former Leicester goalkeeper, I believe, is actually a coach here as well. Yeah, former Leicester keeper. What does he think of me? Relationship? Absolutely zilch. I don't know him. Reece Burke's definitely going to be our best defender on the season. And then Knight and Story are going to be alternating between each other. Though the EFL Cup game, I'm tempted to rest a few players, but I'm also slightly worried that we might get absolutely battered if we do that. But we actually play Norwich again, either back end of August or beginning of September. We actually play them again, which is going to be a very difficult game. Because Norwich are always up there. So we've had a nice little start. We've done what we had to do. We've beaten 2 teams that we realistically needed to beat. Now it gets a bit more difficult. Now we have to show where we're actually at. So let's try and progress a little bit. We are aiming... Well, the aim for this season is top half. It is the board minimum, pretty much. So we have to aim for top half. Very positive start. Very, very long way to go. 44 games to go. I will say this 4-4-2 tactic seems to be fairly solid. Oh, I was rejected. I thought it might get rejected. Right, back to the grind. And we're not going to get a Colombian striker, are we? Is he realistically going to get... No, he's already got a bid on him. Jurgen Lacardia. No, thank you. Ooh. 3-2 rings a bell. I can't exactly remember which game that was, but 3-2 does ring a bell. Could go for Cedric Itten, but again, I don't know if he'd get a... I don't know if he'd get a work permit. He's got international caps, which is a positive. He's not the quickest. He's more of a Hugill type again, in that he's stronger than he is quick, but he's got the stamina to go in a game. He's got passing, he's got finishing. I mean, 4.2 million, I'm tempted to do that. If we can get him for maybe 3.3 or something, 3.7, 650k if he scores. Make that about 500. Hang on, that's not how negotiations work. That is absolutely not how negotiations work. Though I'm not mad about adding this in, because I don't know how much he'll actually play. We'll do that. I did say I wanted to keep the money. We're still keeping most of it. We're only spending sort of 3-something million. So it's not the... It's not a budget-breaking amount of money. I'm hoping he would actually get a work permit, because he has played for Switzerland. It just depends when he played those games. If they were like 4 years ago, then they're not going to count. But hopefully, he will actually get a permit, especially with him already playing. The wages are a little bit high. And he wants to be a regular starter, which might not happen, though he's most likely going to replace Whittaker being a star later. He might not start immediately, but he'll definitely overtake Whittaker. So he'll be third striker at worst. Rangers and him are really convinced about this whole 10-goal thing. 3-year deal. He's probably the type of player that I'd have around for a year or two, and then I'd look to sell him. I don't think he's a player that I would be bringing to like the Premier League or whatever, or in a championship title push. But I think he fits the role well enough, and he's not going to absolutely break the budget considering his value's over 10 million, and we can get him for less than 4. So it's kind of mostly just about making money where we can. 17,000 isn't horrendous. It's a little bit high compared to a lot of the other players in the team. That has actually caught me out with Derby, is how low their wage actually is with all of their players. They've got really low wages. There's no sort of like 40, 50k players. I suppose that's because they've been in the Championship for so long that they're actually adjusting to those amounts. But I'm trying to stick around them. So I'm trying not to absolutely blow out the budget in bringing in players on sort of like 40k a week or whatever. And this is probably going to be a massive mistake, but welcome Tony Pulis as director. I actually have to confirm it first. Almost forgot. Welcome Tony Pulis. He's going to be ripping whatever's left of his hair out watching us actually play passing football. Does this change your job? I'm excited. He's very good at what he does. I mean, what he does is not passing, but we're still pleased. Our staff's really high up, so we've got a really good set of staff. Hiring, firing is all me. That's fine. Undertake courses, we'll give Pulis that job. You can decide who gets to do courses. That's fine by me. Scouting's all fine, although we should probably give it to... I think Rossinia's doing... Rossinia can keep doing that. We should probably have our chief scout doing the feedback, really. That makes a lot more sense. He took a little bit of time to join. Wassel's not been doing this job very well, but we'll let him off. I think everything else is okay. And then, other than that, we should be fine. Okay, we should be good now. Yep. I may have seen the name, and it may have made me slightly jump at that one. He won't be around for long. I mean, he's 65 already, so he's probably going to retire reasonably early. Why do you want to come back? Because he isn't being used in the agreed position. As a result, is asking to be recalled. Sure, right then. I mean, you're not going to play, but I suppose if you want to be back here, you can play for the under-23s. I'm have to get some stuff. That's no problem, man. It's been great to have you here anyway. What will the rest of the season look like for him? We're not going to mention that. Obviously, I don't kind of expect everyone who comes to watch to stay for the whole thing. You can come and go. The stream will be saved on Twitch. It'll be there for 2 weeks on this channel. So if you do want to kind of jump into it where you leave off and watch the rest of it, then it will be on here. So you won't miss anything if you do want to keep up to date on it. Oh. I always find that sitting like this just absolutely does my back. I'm saying that like I'm about 70. Oh, let's see how you go. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it'll be on here for a couple of weeks. So if you want to check out how it's going, or if you just want to come back tomorrow, because I'll be streaming again tomorrow. It'll be Football Manager again. So if you just want to come in tomorrow and just see where we are, and I can go through any fixtures or whatever and show some results and such. So just whatever you've got time for, or whatever you want to keep up with. Hopefully Itten will actually be a player. We have had a very good start. I'm slightly fearful of the next 2 games, although Norwich being in the cup makes me feel a little bit happier. Cybulski finally accepts a loan move. It took him long enough. Ebusele going to Bristol Rovers would be a good thing. For some reason, we have a link with that Real Union, and I'm not sure why. They're a 3rd-tier Spanish side. It's just a very weird link that I don't really get. It's good to see that we've had 2 viewers for quite a while. I'm not sure who the second viewer is, but welcome. Thank you for being here as well. We've apparently had a lot of people jumping in and out, but who knows? I still don't really understand the Twitch users section. It shows you like 15 names, and there's only ever been like 2 viewers. You're like, what? It's very confusing. But we're nearly to game 3. I will say, my saves do go a bit slow between sort of... Well, it's why I don't show a lot of the summer, because I can run it quicker off-stream. So, August and then January are a little bit slower. Blackburn playing a horrible little 5 at the back. Why are you playing 5 at the back, boys? I think it was about... Most likely, I think I've found that you get a few bots, especially when you're starting out. There will be kind of like a few bots. It's kind of whatever, really. But hey, I mean, Twitch doesn't know. It counts in the viewers. Oh, cheers, man. That means a lot. Thanks. That's really nice. I think we're going to keep Dionku in. Keep Nightbird. We'll keep the defense as it is. Is Jozwiak back? He is. So that may mean Jozwiak back on the right. We might keep Odada on the bench and just let Kobnan have a bit of a day off. And then keep Hugel and Barry because they've got... Well, Barry's got 2. He got 2 in the first game. But a little bit of a midfield change. And definitely our toughest game of the season so far. Although a lot of this Blackburn team I don't recognise. Ryan Nyambe I recognise, and Lewis Baker and Ben Brereton. A lot of foreign names in there though. Blackburn in an away red kit with a 5 at the back. Let's absolutely hope we beat Blackburn. 5 at the back is always a horrid formation to play. Early corner, headed away well. Why is Burke on the edge? I might have to look at that. That'll be an off-stream thing I look at as our attacking set pieces. So I'm not sure why he's back there. Good run from Dionku. Robertson's got great passing. Hugill, rebound. Oh, it's offside. I don't know whether Hugill or Barry was offside there. It hasn't said. I'm not sure whether that was Hugill or Barry who was off. Lyndon Dykes has scored for QPR. So, there you go. First minute, and he's bagged the goal. Cheers for all the That's absolutely fine, mate. Absolutely no problem. Thank you for coming by again. It's good to have somebody regular. And someone coming in and watching. It certainly makes streaming a lot easier. I enjoy streaming anyway, but it makes it a heck of a lot easier when you have someone to actually talk to. As Odin Bailey scores for Birmingham. How many times has he done that? Slow start. There's been chances, apparently. Osborne free kick. That's a good ball. Oh, Reece Burke. I think Burke can get a few goals this season. He's going to be a definite threat on set pieces. And hopefully it's going to mean conceding less set pieces. But that could be famous last words. Can we encourage? They didn't like encouragement last time. They like it more this time. Hugill is not a massive fan of encouragement. QPR 2-1 against Coventry. Yeah, I just noticed that one. As Osborne's taken a knock. Goodness me, we are getting plenty of midfield injuries. Been the better team, keep going. We are getting plenty of midfield injuries right now. We'll see if Osborne can carry on for a few minutes. Just to carry him through a little bit. Bruised ankle, should be able to nurse him through. And now Jozwiak's hurt again. Goodness me. Our midfield is getting destroyed. Can Sibley pick that up? No, not really. It is a 3v2 in the middle, and now we might be in trouble. That's a good ball. I always struggle defending wing-backs. Good header away, but not really away. We look like we've got bodies in the way, but again, wing-backs just cause me so many problems in this game. Really struggle to take on wing-backs. That's a good save by Rudd. Osborne is from Sheffield United. I know he played for Forest. I know for a fact he played for Forest. Other than that, I don't know if he was at Sheffield United before. I can't remember. I mean, we're in a desperate measure where Whittaker's going right mid. This is where I said, we'll be fine defending set pieces. Actually, no, Burke has headed it away. I was expecting that to end up in the back of the net after I'd said, we're good at defending set pieces. O'Dowd's on the wrong side of the pitch. Everyone's kind of just crossing over now, and they're playing some reasonably good stuff. We're not really putting a challenge in, despite being on close down and get stuck in. We're doing neither. Though we've cleared that, and Barry could be in. Quick counter-attack. Nah. They had their defenders in the way. It was well defended by them, really. And I've only got one sub left, although Louis Barry, this is a very nice position. The goalkeeper doesn't know where to go. And I'm not sure how Barry's put it wide that way. I'm not sure how he's managed to do that, but okay. Whatever. They're not really pressing us, so we can play out from here. Where's Archie? There he is. O'Dowd's not really got the idea of run. He's now behind Archie Brown. Go on, Archie. Sibley and Brown combine. Hugill free header. Oh, that was a free header, that. It's got to be better from Hugill. Though we've got it back straight away. O'Dowd can put a ball in here. Brown can put a ball in here. Oh, Whittaker! Oh, Whittaker nearly scored. He went from Forest. Ah, right. That makes more sense. I knew he played for Forest. I just wasn't sure where he'd gone since. Kaminsky's annoying me now. He's having a good game. He's having a very good game. Robertson is very not having a good game. Do we turn to Will Volks? No, Sibley's more of his position. Give it to Gilby, though he's also more of that position. We'll just play Gilby as a centre mid and see how that goes. So that's our changes gone because of 56 injuries. Well, that's what it feels like. Can we get a demand more? Can we try and get something out of this? Here we go. Dionku long throw? No. And now we might be in some trouble. As Vale's just kind of outrun everybody. Good tackle, Alex Gilby. I did like Gilby. It's why I signed him. Oh, that's a red. Goodness me. Dara Lenihan, that is a shocking challenge. I think we have to go for this now. They've gone one up top, everybody at the back. We have to just go for this now. I was going to shout push forward, but I don't think that's an instruction anymore. Unfortunately, the red card has come a little bit late. We could have done with that a lot earlier on. Yeah, it came a little bit too late in the game. Great performance. I think that was a really good game. I wouldn't say I'm not happy. I'll say unlucky. So I don't think we were bad. We probably should have scored, but at least Hugill should have scored. That header was... that header was wide open. He was right there. And he just put it straight at the keeper. A good game from Kaminsky. Plenty of positives. We looked good. As Darren Ferguson decides to just hate on me for no reason. 1 to 2 day injuries for each. It's not too bad. I think we've actually we've broken a channel record here. We're up to 4 viewers. That's a record broken there. Barry had a pretty torrid time. Did he? Kaminsky was very good, yes. Arguably should have stood. Oh, hello. What about point? Go again now. See tomorrow if you're streaming. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, same time, so about 2 till 4/4ish. Again, thank you very much, mate. It's been great having you. Hope I'm able to help out a little bit with your Stevenage save as well. So keep me updated on how that's going as well. Hopefully see you around, mate. Now, how do I say this without annoying the referee? I'll just annoy the referee, why not? I enjoy annoying referees. Failure to win today, up on use technology. That goal might have actually been wrongly disallowed. Because I wasn't sure who was offside with that goal. I wasn't sure if it was Hugill or Barry. Seemingly, it might have been neither of them. And we might have been slightly screwed out of a win there. As a new manager is deciding to watch Josviak. But we get a nice little settler. Get to get away from the panic of the league and play in the League Cup, in which Derby have lost to Norwich pretty much every time they faced them since the save began. Yay! Positives. How'd everyone do? Middlesbrough 5, Millwall 2. Palace 1, Brighton 1, Cardiff 1. Luton get a 0-0 draw with West Ham. Luton have seemingly looked very good. Disallowed goal controversy. Barry was outraged. So seemingly we may have actually been slightly shafted out of a point there. Oh, out of 2 points, sorry. We got a point. Not sure what I'm on about there. But maybe we should be 3 for 3. That's a little bit unfortunate, that. And by a little bit, I mean, wow, I'm really annoyed. If that actually should have stood, that's very frustrating. Because we need all the points we can get early on. But I'll still absolutely take a 0-0 draw with Blackburn. I think they're going to be one of the teams probably around us in the league. Obviously, a win would have been huge. We'd have been 3 for 3 early on. But we take what we can get. We'll still take it. Also, turning real-life football, apparently Liverpool won't be allowed to travel to Germany for their Champions League game against Leipzig. Didn't know what you said because of lag. Oh, sorry. Yes, I will be streaming tomorrow. It'll be same time, 2 till about 4, half 4. So I hope to see you then. It's been great having you again, mate. We'll see you around. Hopefully it's not lagging too badly. Do let me know if it is lagging badly. Cool. See you around, mate. As we get to move on Jack Marriott. Don't save any wages on him, but we still get him out the door. For now. No, you're not very right, okay. I just know sometimes I have sort of checked back on some previous streams before and there's been little static moments within the streams. So I was just making sure that it wasn't that. That's good to know it's not. But I'll definitely see you tomorrow, mate. Have a good one. I'm impressed by Fraser Blake Tracy. In 3 games, has managed to get 3 yellow cards. That is very well done. as we get to push through a bit more of August. Our under-18s unfortunately lose 3-2. Conan Ong plays well. He's got a bit of potential. Very good finishing early in his career. Good determination. He could be a reasonable player, actually. The under-23s get a 3-0 win. Reece Brailsford, who keeps refusing loan moves, actually scores. Conatil and the Georgian lad actually scores. I don't think he's registered for the first team. But if I have the space, I might register him just in case we get any more injuries, because we're getting so many injuries right now on the wings. Fortunately, at the moment, they're only sort of 1 to 2 day injuries, but we're getting a lot of them. FA silent. Wow. We were actually screwed. We actually should have won that game. Goal was wrongly disallowed. Are you kidding me? Let's have a look at registration. We're at 21. Other striker would be 22. So yeah, we might as well actually, while we're at it, if we grab Sabah, chuck him senior squad, go to registration. We can get him registered at least. Confirm that. And then at least we know he's registered just in case we need him. And then we can chuck him back into the 23s. Except he's developing concerns because he's in the under 23s. Not happy at being dropped. Would like an explanation. You have no future. Oh, he's called me pathetic. I don't really care. You're on your way out, mate. You are very much on your way out. In fact, you would be still playing for Karabakh, but you complained at me. I wonder if I could have just actually gone on his player thing and registered him for the championship through that. I don't know. Don't know if I could have done it that way. But it's given us a doozy of a first round game in the League Cup. This could have been far, far, far easier. But it has decided to throw us to the Wolves, or more, throw us to the Canaries, which sounds a lot less scary when you put it that way. You never know, we might get thrown to the Canaries. Scary times. Those Canaries will get you. Our under-18s are apparently in the Premier League. And we've got a very good academy, but the team that's actually in there right now doesn't seem that good. So that could be fun. Weekly loan roundup. We've got a lot of people out on loan, but a lot of them I'm also hoping to get rid of. So it shouldn't be so bad in the future with loan players. I'm hoping anyway. And I can take a bit more time once I know the players better. I can take a bit more time to actually sort out who's going on loan, who stays, and such and such. I've just noticed our next 2 league games are the bottom 2. As Maitland-Niles has left Brighton, gone to Newcastle. So at least with some of the big teams that have come down, they are going to be selling some of their bigger names, which is going to be good. I don't see this game going too well, because I'm probably going to rest a few players. I might even play Kevin Long in this one, just to give him a bit of time on the pitch. Probably play him and Story. I don't think our backups are bad. I just don't think our backups can compete with Norwich. But we also have Norwich about 2 weeks after this League Cup game. We have them in the league, which is going to be a bit of another rough one. Also, Steven Gerrard is their manager. So that's fun. Yes, as I have mentioned before, the game does run a little bit slower through the likes of August and January, just because there are transfers going on. Leighton Orient want our goalkeeper on loan. That's fine. We'll see how we can get on against a very tough Norwich side. A lot of League Cup games being played on the Tuesday. Dykes would be a good player for us. He's just a little bit on the expensive side. Good Championship player, good signing. I'm not sure he's really got that potential. I think that's more just when he's in form, what's his top star level. And we know he's in at least a reasonable bit of form because he scored in QPR's last game. And I don't think anyone pays too much attention to the first round of the League Cup. You're waiting for sort of the Prem teams to come in to see if there are any big surprises that happen. I think they also try and keep it a little bit more regional with the first round. Although Derby to Norwich is not the shortest journey. I think with Cheltenham last season, we reached the third round and we played Spurs at home. Needless to say, it didn't end well, but we did score. If you want a positive, we did actually score in that game. So you never know. And you would think, oh, we've gone to a bigger club, bigger run in the cup. Nope, here's Norwich. Here is probably one of the hardest teams we could have given you in the first round. But hey, we're a Championship team too. We're up here, we're battling. Gotta make the most of it. Trying to see if there's anything surprising there. I mean, Chesterfield are back in the Football League. I don't know if that's hugely surprising, but they are at least back in it. So we are able to look at more European players now, which is opening things up for us a little bit more in terms of signings. So we'll have a few reports on Blackburn players because we just played them. As we're now ready for a League Cup battle with Norwich. I'm interested to try and play a little bit more cautious and send sort of less bodies forward and see how that pans out. But also in just giving some of the other players a game. So Burke will most likely need a rest. I'll play Long on the right. No, Long is not going in goal game. We'll also give Kelleher the starting goal. We are going full-blown changes. Though we don't have the changes to make it striker, so I guess Hugo's going to play and we'll give Barry a rest because he's a bit younger. Got Volks in there, Gilby in there as centre mid. And then Osborne can take a rest for O'Dowda. And I think that's about it. If you look at our backups, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially when we're down to about 5th midfielder in there as well. 10 changes, only Hugo remains. So yeah, just the odd change for this one. Although I think Norwich might have made some changes too. And we get to wear our pink away kit. Why did I not know that Derby had a pink away kit? Zimmerman's playing, Cantwell and Ida are playing. Maybe it's not so much of a backup team. Early highlight, Buchanan just kicks it aimlessly. Ida's going to be a massive problem to defend. I can already tell he is going to be a pain. That pass has got through a gap. Well, that's not the greatest of starts, but we got away with it. Martin puts it wide. I don't know who Martin is. Who is Martin? Josh Martin. Can't say I'm aware of who that is. They have Jack Stacey, who I tried to buy. Big header from, I think that was Hughes. Norwich have started well, although a couple of highlights on headers that have gone over, I suppose, they aren't the most intimidating thing. Should we go a bit more balanced? So at the moment, we're not really... I say not really, we've literally had 0 shots. So we'll go balanced and hopefully we can at least do something. There we go, we've had a shot, and Gilby had a shot. Although now they're coming forward and we managed to get a block in on them. There wasn't a shot. I guess Gilby put a cross in and Trafford punched it away. We've got the ball now. Gilby's given it away. But then they've given it straight to us. Lansoneg Koopman, the youngster. I mean, he stepped in well there. He stepped in well. His shot wasn't great. But he nipped in on that one. We need to demand more. We need more. We're not getting a lot so far. Nobody's reacting to a single word right now. But we have another throw. Can Hugo get down the line? I mean, it's a roundabout way. We nearly got there. Trafford out well. He's going long. They are just hoofing this. This is probably going straight over the top of everyone, isn't it? No. What a kick. He's found Ida with an absolute bullet. Josh Martin, Adam Ida. Good goal. I mean, the fact that I think Ida is in their backups is wild. Todd Cantwell as well. Definitely in some trouble here. I don't think this one's going to go particularly well for us. 1, Derby have lost to Norwich every single time. 2, we're not exactly playing our first team. They'll get to see more of the first team when we play them in the league in a couple weeks' time. We've encouraged them and they've liked the encouragement. Guys, we've literally had 1 shot. It was very kindly a highlight. So at least I got to see said shot. Gilby's apparently playing well. We are not. We are extremely, extremely not. We have still had 1 shot. Creativity absent, I think, is the best way to put it. Hugill in danger of being booked. Off you come. Swap you two around. We'll leave it at that for now. I don't think you can blame Whittaker that much. I don't think you can give Whittaker a 6.3 for this. He's not seen the ball. There we go. It wasn't a highlight, but Trafford had to tip one over the bar. We at least made him do something. Which is the positive of the day. We made him do a thing. Can we bring Copeland off? Not really. I doubt I can play inverted, I guess. And then Osborne comes on the left. And if we need creativity, then let's bring on Robertson. And that's going to be our changes. Can we actually do anything? That's a bit of a what was that? Norman with a mid-air back heel. That was something. They've got their fullbacks charging on as well. Stacey has a bit of room, skips the challenge. Cannon, that was a risky tackle, but we get away with it for now. It just looks like Norwich are absolutely teasing us. Look at this. Good tackle, Kevin. Ball over the top, Finley. Good lad. Go on, Louis. Louis got there. Oh, is it the post? Is that the post or what happened there? Ah, that's a big chance for Louis Barry. Off the bench as well. That was a big chance. Long out wide. Oh, Towder on the right. Inverted, so he's coming in. He's got Osborne. Can Ben get one in? He can. Low! Yes! Louis Barry gets us back in it. 1-1. The two substitutes combine. Osborne and Barry. And they've gone to a 4-2-3-1. And they've got a free kick. Squared to Cantwell. Ooh, dangerous strike. We closed him down pretty well, though. Buchanan's picked up a yellow for, I assume, the foul for that free kick. Robertson ball in. Half-headed away. We've still got it if Robertson can get it back in. They're piling out and we're not. Barry's offside. Yeah, he was offside. Missed the chance, though, as well. Trafford with the save. It's been an open ending to this game. Oh, where's O'Connor gone? Martin's in. Good save, Kelleher. Where on earth did O'Connor go there? O'Connor went walkies. What a wild ending to this game. It's gotten an extremely creative ending. Don't show the corner. Okay, the corner ended up in a goal kick, and the goal kick's being shown. They're pressing high. We go long. Barry might have a chance here. No, what an awful pass. No. Norman running through. What a tackle, Kevin. What an ending to this game. Whittaker. Morgan. Chips it. It's in. Oh, what an ending. What an ending to this game. What a finish from Morgan Whittaker. That is a lovely little finish. And we've somehow turned it around. In a game that we were just getting... We were being used as a mop. They were just wiping the floor with us. Then all of a sudden, back end of the game, turn it around. And a 95th minute winner for Morgan Whittaker. That's a great win. That's a heck of an ending, I'll give it that. What an ending to that game. Fair play to Norwich. They just went for it. Andy Robertson has been at Norwich at some point. So we are going to be in the second round draw. One sec. Need a drink. Need a drink after that one. And we're back. What a win that was. That was just a little bit of a wild ending. Norwich just deciding to throw caution to the wind. Unfortunately, we ended up getting the goal. And of all people, Morgan Whittaker. I don't think I'm expecting too many goals from him, but if he wants to just pop up with a few, that's absolutely fine. Chesney completes PSG move. I think PSG are just buying everything. Anything and absolutely everything. We're just going to skip the draw. You see, we get Carlisle United. Like, what a change that is. Carlisle United away. And I think, no, that'll be the second game of tomorrow's stream. We'll do the Coventry and the Sunderland game today. Or we'll most likely do the Sunderland game today. See what time we're at by the time we get there. We'll get through those ones, and then I will off-stream it to... Well, I believe it's the Norwich... No, that's not Norwich. I'm not sure who that is, actually. But we'll get up to that game. I'll do that off-stream, and then that's where we'll start. So we'll have that game, then we'll have the Carlisle League Cup game, and then we will have that one. Let's see, I think they play that. Yeah, of course. Coventry have got two players that I sold. Well, one that I sold to them, and one that was already on his way there before I got here. So he doesn't technically count, but it is against his former team as well, which is the fullback, but I've forgotten his name. Sorry, fullback, where I've forgotten your name, but you were here last year as well. Does our under-23s try and play Arsenal's under-23s on the Thursday? But our under-18s have their first league game. And it's the big one away at Forest, which is always the biggest of games. So you always need the biggest of results and the biggest of games, you little children, you little children that play for Derby County. Even if we happen to lose one of these games against Coventry or Sunderland, which I'm really, really hoping we don't, but even if we happen to, I don't think that would be the worst thing. Bradley Foster's going to get a loan spell at Leyton Orient. Hopefully that will be good for him. So Presser suffered defeat last time they played Coventry. We're professional enough to move on. Momentum going to be fantastic. Unlikely. Yeah, great to see him. I don't really know him. He's a good player. Technically gifted. I'll move on. It is fun when you do just see a new question in a press conference. You're just like, I haven't seen that one before. It's like, most of the time you're just playing press conference bingo. And you're probably getting a full house most of the time. But my goodness me. Right, the application's in for Cedric Itten. Please be accepted. Please. Or else I've wasted another however long trying to get him in. We have Southampton. So Southampton will be our first game in tomorrow's stream. That is a rough first game back. I know they're down in 17th right now. That is still pretty rough. As we get the joys of a Saturday game. Can we have a Saturday 3 o'clock? Just give us a Saturday at 3 o'clock. So much nicer. People don't want Saturday 5:30 or whatever kickoff time they want to throw at you. Give the people what they want. Coventry 23rd. Sunderland, newly promoted, currently 24th. Can we get off to a really, really good start? Oh, hang on. I think we have a big offer for Jozwiak. Spartak Moscow, 16.75 million. That is hard to turn down. And that might be a case of, once we've played the Sunderland game, in between, I then do a lot of scouting for a right midfielder. Because I don't want Kobnan being our starter yet. I don't think he's ready for that. I was kind of expecting this bid to come in. We'd still have to pay Jozwiak $500,000. So doing 1.8 million after league appearances, so we say 2. Per league appearance, we say 200k. 20 international games, $1 million. Bonus upon winning the Kubok Rossi. I don't really know what that is. I assume it's some form of award in Russia. 20% is decent. Can we up this to 15? We can. I think we're going to take it. We maybe could have pressed them for more. Our under-18s end up playing out a 3-3 draw. Paddy Julian gets 2. He's got potential as well. So actually, I think the under-18s are a little bit better than I thought they were. Jozwiak in talks with Spartak Moscow on a potential, well, immediate 15 million. Potential 21 million. Maybe could have asked for more there. We are away, but we're going to play balance. So O'Dowda's... Why is O'Dowda tired? So Osborne comes in. Jozwiak might be playing one of his final games for the team. Which is a bit sad, really. So I'd like to see more of him. Yeah, Bird's definitely out. So Robertson's going to get to come back in as our little deep line playmaker. Our little creative spark. Whittaker, good job on your goal, but Barry comes back in. Archie Brown back at left back. I thought Buchanan actually played all right. I don't know why it's given him not that great a rating, because I actually thought he played pretty well. I think that's a little bit harsh on him. I'm going to put Kobnan on the bench because O'Dowda's tired for some reason. This is what we're going to roll. Oh, hang on. Kelleher's in goal. Rudd hasn't done anything wrong to the point where I'd replace him. Almost forgot to put Rudd back in goal there. But it is the full 10 changes back to the side that drew with Blackburn. Andrea Consigli's in goal for Coventry. What on earth? Joe Rafferty, that's him. Joe Rafferty is playing, and Yaku Meite starts. Oh, goodness me. Who's got a bet on a Rafferty cross, Meite goal? An immediate Coventry corner. And Meite almost scored from the corner. Look, I knew he was going to be a problem in the air. And he was almost a massive problem very quickly. And we are having an extremely slow... Who is marking him? That is shocking defending. I'm not sure how we've actually kept that out. That was awful defending. Now can we actually defend a corner this time? Yes, we can. Josh Knight heads away. Very, very bad start. They're playing very narrow. I've had problems with this formation before. It kind of looks like a fork, just missing a prong or two. Rafferty heads away. We're still there with it. I don't know why we're doing little tricks and flicks. Archie Brown can put a ball in, or he can play through Osborne. Does none of the above. Hugo down to Barry, that's blocked, and it's a Coventry attack. And Meite might be in. Confusion? No, we're okay. Rudd's there. I was waiting for the mass confusion there as my players fell over. Rudd with a great ball to Osborne, who aimlessly kicks it nowhere. Mistake in the middle. Robertson finds Barry. Go on, Louis. Finish. Good block. Good block, that. I don't know why Archie Brown's so far back, but he's got the room to run in. Osborne to Brown again. Brown gets it across. Hugill! I thought the first one was the highlight. It wasn't. Archie Brown is looking vicious. He's looking like a really top player right now. Not defensively, but going forward, he looks wonderful. But Hugill finally actually turns one into the net rather than straight at the keeper. Although here come Coventry again. Their fullbacks are very much allowed to go forward. Mate a comfortable save for Declan Rudd. They are pressing on our centre-backs. Fortunately, we have it to distribute fullbacks as well. Although they have got him very quickly. Mate is apparently onside. Not 100% sure how. This is possibly another ball in. Good tackle by Ben Osborne. Flick on by Barry. Hugo won't get there. Though we're there again, and Osborne has got it. Long for Barry. Onside? Onside! Louis Barry makes it 2. Ben Osborne with a cracking ball. Barry and Hugo working well. 2 chances, 2 goals. Tom Lawrence scores for Bristol City. So it's good to see that our players at other clubs are doing pretty well as well. Can we make it 3? Sibley's under a lot of pressure there. Hugo might be in. Oh, it's a poor effort. Poor effort from Hugo really there. It was on his left, which I'm pretty sure is not his strong foot. Our centre-backs apparently haven't looked great, but I think they're doing a solid enough job. Brown's gone towards Osborne in the middle. Osborne flick is headed away. Josviak might be one of his last games. Puts the ball across. Ooh, cleared away. Good header by Burke. Reece Burke looks really good. That's a name. QPR Armstrong Oko Flex. What a name. And I'm not sure we deserve to be 2-0 up, but we are. But we know Coventry are going to come firing at us in the second half. Birmingham did it in the last game. I'm expecting Coventry to come and do it as well. They are going to come firing at us for the next few minutes at least. Southampton 4, Crystal Palace 3 right now. Coventry do have a corner. Burke away again, but it could come straight back. Good tackle, doesn't matter. This could be a shot. Ooh, that was close. It was a good effort from Marchwinski. Not 100% sure how to pronounce that. And again, we have a throw. Brown towards the middle. O'Shea away, but we're there again. Sibley's been a little bit quiet this season so far. I'm not sure he's loving the box-to-box role. Robertson, what a ball. Hugill's on. What was that? That's a couple of times now that Hugill's gone in and he's done whatever that is. The sentiments have been pretty quiet so far. We might actually replace Sibley, you know. I'm going to bring Alex Gilby on. I think Gilby played quite well against Norwich. I think this is just a substitution highlight, although we have got the ball. If someone can go... Jonku made a good run there, and everyone completely ignored him, unfortunately. Which seems a little bit harsh. Should be able to cover around with that one, and we do. Just boot it away. This might actually be a Coventry highlight. Mate gets it to bounce back to him. O'Hare, Gray's in. They started well. They went completely off, and that's their first chance in a very long time. And Andre Gray puts it away. That is their first shot in a good while, and now they've got a corner. And Gray heads wide. Andre Gray is all of a sudden causing a few problems. Coventry are starting to pile on the pressure here. Can we go defend with somebody? Bring Vokes on. Vokes. Put him as a ball-winning defend, which I don't think is his best role, but it will do. And we'll bring on Whittaker for Hugill, just because Hugill's had a couple of pretty bad misses. I've found I'm making my changes a lot earlier with this Derby team than I have been with other teams. We are certainly in quite a bit of trouble here, though. Coventry are piling the pressure on. This game's been a little bit longer than I expected it to be. I'm going to look to defend a little bit more in these last few minutes. We've got a good move going there because Sigley denies us. We'll go defensive for this added 5 minutes and just hope we can see it out. We've actually got a free kick. And it's headed away though. We're not sending people forward. Jozwiak's found Knight. Knight needs to get back. Burke needs to get back. And Jozwiak's not found the pass. This could be dangerous. Consigli goes long. Gray's got the flick. Mate's in. Oh, big save Declan Rudd. Oh, Mate nearly did it to us. He nearly did it. As Osborne just... I think he just couldn't get the ball under control there and it just kind of trickled out of play. They're going long. We get ahead to it. That'll do. Waste some more time. Get the clock going down. They know they have to go long. They know they have to go forward. It's got to be a long ball from Rose here. Oh, there was a moment where I wondered if that was going over Declan Rudd's head. But we had just about seen it out. Again, slight struggles towards the back end of that game. We see it out. 2-1 win away at Coventry. And a very, very positive start to the season. And that actually puts us top of the league, though Luton are still to play. Refereeing was weak. Oh dear. Coventry got a lot of yellow cards. Oh, we could be set to get £500,000. Bogle is 5 appearances away from 20. That's good. Takes us to top of the league. I'm not withholding much hope that that's where we're going to stay. We've had a very nice start. We're spied in the crowd. We know. He's been over here a lot. He's watched like 3 full games now. He's already put in the bid and everything. And he is hanging around. As we'll get one more game in for today's stream. Home to Sunderland. Of course we're optimistic. If you're not optimistic after going top of the championship, I don't really know what you're on about. Lebo is claiming that the referee let your game get out of hand. Do I share that opinion? I don't know. Do I? It's not something I'm going to get involved in. I'm not going to respond to that. Jozwiak, most likely on his way out, unfortunately. It's not ideal. I didn't want to lose him. But when we're seeing that kind of money, and I do want to build my own kind of team, so I'm not too concerned about letting players that were already here, go. Because I do want to build my own club. Like, anyone can walk in, take the players they've already got, and just work with it. But I want to be able to develop my own players. Which does mean that after this Sunderland game, the 4 days that I'll do off stream before the Southampton game, I will be looking for a new right midfielder. I'm just hoping Jozwiak doesn't leave before the Sunderland game. He can leave after the Sunderland game. Although I don't really want to leave after that either, but he's not been one of our key players so far. He's reasonably good. Is he solid? Absolutely. But he's not been our main key player this whole time. And again, I did mention in the last stream, if I am looking down, which obviously I am, it's because I have the stream manager up on my phone. So I'm able to check chat and stuff whilst I'm playing the game. Because I only have a laptop. I don't have everything else. That's Ebisode's loan move, that's fine. So I think Bristol Rovers now have 2 of our players on loan, if I remember correctly. But the games are certainly coming thick and fast. Which I tend to find is actually a good thing. I think my teams tend to play better when the games come quicker than if we get massive gaps in between matches. I feel like my teams carry momentum better than other teams. And rests don't really help. As our under-23s actually have their first game of the season against Blackburn. They host Blackburn. I think my under-23s are pretty bad, but you never know. They might do something, I guess. I think you're looking for like 1 to 2 star players to be in your under-23s. And then you're hoping that at least some of those have potential. West Ham just paid £15 million for somebody. Come on. Chill out, lads. I don't even know they've just bought, but I'm scared just seeing the £15 million spent on a player. Like, come on. Relax. Chill. Just relax, calm down, chill out. Stop spending £15 million on players when you're in the Championship. Although I've seen before teams spend a lot more than that in the Championship. Sometimes they just absolutely throw money at everything. As we still have Jozwiak for now. This not be a great fit. Oh, sorry, I misread that. I thought he said to not be. No, he's well suited. Although we should get Max Bird back pretty soon. Hey, what a start to the season! Reading Week, Derby County first. It's a miracle. I still withhold, though. Hopes are not too high. We haven't really played anybody massive yet. Those games are coming. And they're probably going to slap us across the face. But if the League Cup game with Norwich is anything to go by, then we could be in for some very interesting battles, which is going to be some good fun. And if we can just keep picking up results against teams that we should be beating or teams that are around us in that kind of mid-table battle, we can keep picking up results there, then who knows? We could do something this year. Because Pookie's gone out on loan. I did think about Timu Pookie. I did think about getting him in, giving him a go, but I'm not sure it would have made a whole lot of sense. It'd have probably been a lot in wages too. And Jozwiak's going. Darn and Blast. We're not going to get him for the Sunderland game. And Max Bird is not happy. We can talk about it another time. Fair enough. He's happy we just spoke to him. He's happy we showed some kind of concern about it. I'm not going to do specifics because none of those are really the reason. I think he really wanted to leave. I didn't really look. I suppose I should have checked the interest bit. Well, I think it's a good move for him. It's a step up. It's good money for us. Not that we particularly needed money. As our under-23s get a 2-2 draw. Richie Kershaw on the score sheet and Jack Stretton also bags a goal as well. Richie Kershaw is someone I'm definitely keeping my eye on. Though he's an attacking midfielder. And there are quite a few stats missing for certain positions. Box to box may not be too bad. His work rate's really good. But he's got no finishing. Though good composure. We're actually training him as a deep lying. I don't know. I'm tempted to try and turn him into a box to box. But I suppose we don't really have an extra deep lying one. Liam Penfold got to play as well, which is good. Haven't missed anything in chat, have I? Nope. We're on to the day of the Sunderland game. Yeah, so tomorrow's stream will start off with the trip to St Mary's. And then a trip to Carlisle. That is two extremes. That is two extremes right there. A trip down to Southampton and then a trip up to Carlisle. That is quite the journey. Goodness me. All right. Make us go the long way around, why don't you? Oh, goodness me. Sonny Whittingham. No. There is no potential there whatsoever. It wants me to bring up Sabo to the first team. I mean, he's registered, so maybe it's not the worst. Yes! Itten gets his application. Yes. Actually, I might bring Sabo up to the first team. I might as well just keep him there. So suppose he could be Jozwiak's replacement. Maybe I don't need to buy anyone. If I can sort of calm him down, if he'll be happy being back in the first team. We tie up the move for Cedric Itten. So we get him registered. So he just takes the spot of Jozwiak. Get him a fun little squad number. What have we got? Do you want 7? You can have 7. It's a bit of a weird number for a striker, but whatever. Here we are ready for the game. Now, did Sabo play in that last game? I don't think he did. He's a little bit tired though. He's definitely not going to start. He could go on the bench though. He wants us to go positive for this, but I'm going to keep us unbalanced. I don't want to completely blow us out of proportion. Codenan's going to get the start. And we're going to have to put the little star on Saba. I can't read that in the background now. Sorry if my eyes are like weirdly intently staring at the camera there. Might have to take away the available for loan for now. And then we're going to have to make the decision on whether we want to keep him or not. I'm going to train him as a right mid-winger. Because we don't want him inverted. Because we have Osborne. Osborne's apparently suffering a little bit from fitness issues. Which maybe Saba isn't going to be on the bench after all. And Cedric Itten just about makes it. He's not going to start, but we're going to pop him on the bench. And we may well see Cedric Itten make an appearance. Max Bird is apparently back. Again, we'll bench Max Bird. So don't want to risk anything too much. But he could potentially come on depending how the game is going. Codeman is a bit nervous. I mean, understandable. I think this might be his first league start. It might not be. He might have started against Crew. It's certainly an early league start. Sunderland have an early free kick here. And they've gone shortish with it. Whiteman to strike it. And I don't know whether Feeney deliberately redirected that or if that just hit him. It didn't look intentionally redirected. I think they almost got a giant slice of luck there. As we are in trouble early on here. We don't get the corner away at all. And I think that was almost an own goal. To be fair to Declan Rudd, he's been really good so far. Codenan's got some room if he can use it. plays it safe, and then an absolutely random kick to nowhere. We are really in trouble early on here. Diamond's cut inside, straight at Rudd. We look terrible right now. But we have a free kick a couple of minutes later. That's going to be a penalty. I believe Louis Barry is our penalty taker. He is. Nice bit of luck in our way. I think it was Hugill barreled over. Louis Barry misses. Even when I get a player with good penalty taking, he still misses. I don't know how to get a player to score a penalty. It feels like the lower the penalty rating, the more likely they are to score, which is really, really strange. It feels like they just miss everything. I think that might be you no longer taking penalties. We might give Hugill the next one. Sibley with a ball and a half for Barry, who's managed to get there. Back to O'Dowda, over to Hugill. That is a lovely goal. That is a beautiful goal. O'Dowda involved in it, which is good to see. That's an absolutely brilliantly worked goal. My goodness me. That was a bit tasty. That was a little bit tasty. As Copenan has gone and got it. Oh, goodness me. What is going on? What is going on with our winger positions? And why are they getting injured so much? There's now Sunderland coming forward. Good tackle by Sibley. The clearance kind of hit their player, but hopefully we don't panic. We haven't panicked yet. Sunderland seem very fast and very closey downy. So flick on, Hugill goes down. Doesn't get anything though. I will say Sunderland are playing some good stuff. Bowler's got some room there, pulls it back. They've got a lot of players forward. Dehaney's just walked past and Sibley gives away a penalty. Sunderland look good. I don't know why they're 22nd. They're playing some good football. Now they've got a penalty of their own. Whiteman steps up and he misses. What's going on with penalties? What is going on with penalties? Both sides have had a penalty each. Both have missed. We've got a corner now. Robertson towards the back post. Barry's there. I think that might have hit the bar. If it didn't hit the bar, it may have just brushed the top of the netting. That was pretty close. But the positives are we're winning. It's nothing amazing. But we are in front. We may give Copenan just a few more minutes, and then we might be throwing Saber on. A man who's been very out of place in this team. O'Dowda can slot a ball through here. Hugill's got room. Copenan! Oh! I want him to get his first goal. Boost that confidence. And the highlight hasn't ended, and it's Sunderland breaking with Bowler down the right. Good tackle by Sibley this time. He didn't miss this time. He missed his challenge in the penalty box to give away that penalty. He didn't miss this time, though. 3 of the 4 Sunderland defenders are on yellow cards. Here we go. Oh, I didn't put Saber on the bench. I'm an idiot. Okay, it's Ben Osborne time then. Which Osborne isn't even 100% fit, so... Dionku down the right, crosses blocked, Robertson back in, flick header by Barry, Birch with a pretty comfortable save. He was going the right way all the time. That needed to go back across him, really. If I'm looking down again there, that's me reading the text at the bottom. So my camera is just a webcam that's very high up, so a lot of things are me looking downwards. We have already made one change. Do we make another? Sibley's really struggled. Like, surprising levels of struggled so far this season. I don't know. He hasn't really done anything yet. Maybe he really does need that attacking midfield position to stand out. I don't know. Robertson and O'Dowda are tired, so it might not be a debut for Itten today. So then we're going to have to make... I can't really bring O'Dowda off, is the problem. It's going to be Robertson. It's going to be for Max Bird. Give him the ball-winning role on defend. Because again, we're only up by 1. Janku defend. Brown defend. We are indeed only up by 1. So we can start sending a few less people forward here. And hopefully we can see this out. They're going with more discipline. 4-2-3-1 is the change. But we're going to see it out. And that is another 3 points. What a start to this season. What a very, very lovely start to the season. 5 games, 4 wins and a draw, plus a win in the League Cup against Norwich, who you can see here, 4th in the league. What a start. Oh, Louis Barry's hurt. When did that happen? Oh, okay. I think we are going to be seeing it a little bit earlier than we thought we would. I mean, as long as we want it to. Yeah. How much will it help the dressing room? I'm not going to criticise him. Goodness me. That was a little bit harsh. But the team actually now makes it 8 unbeaten. It finished the season with 3 unbeaten. And it now starts this season with 5 unbeaten. So we're just almost carrying on that form, including back-to-back with Birmingham. They actually finished last season with a home game against Birmingham and started this one with a home game against Birmingham. But that's where we're going to end today's stream. What a brilliant start. What a surprisingly pleasant start. It will be back tomorrow, starting with Southampton away, and then a fun League Cup trip to Carlisle, of all places. Hopefully we can make a bit of a cup run, keep this one going in the league, and that'll do it for today.